Hello everyone, this is Admiral Playerovski bringing you Atlantic Fleet, Battle of the Atlantic, continued as Britain. We are in week 1.5 of July 1940, and everything seems to be as it should be, for once. That's strange. I will do a quick torpedo check just to make sure that all the... Vanity, you have 0, I know you do. There you go, and that's why we do the torpedo checks. It's exactly the reason why we do that sort of thing. Finally, the Vanity goes in for some much needed rearming and repairs as well. Right, apart from that we've got the Icarus here on 7. You guys are on 5 each, that's fine. 5 is also good here. 8 is good here, so look down here. 4 and 6 is fine, I suppose. 8 and 6 is fine. Oh, that was a light cruiser. That's 4 and 5, that's also good. In the UK we've got 8, 7, 8 and 6, which is also fine. Up here in the Faroe Islands, 7 and 6 is fine. 7 and 8 is good. Right, it's all good, it would seem. How many squares have we lost on the tonnage war? I think it's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, it is. Right, we do have 9 squares lost on the tonnage war. Should I send the destroyer in here, perhaps? Go on, I'll send one in, but then if I don't find anything, then I'm just going to send it right back. Antelope can head back here. And that's another turn gone here for the Vanity as well. Right, we will want to get the Vanity out as quickly as possible to make sure that the West North Atlantic is reinforced properly. Oh, well that's interesting. It's quite rare at this point in the game that we get a surface engagement, but nevertheless, here it is. It's the first engagement of this episode. It's in the Canary Islands in cloudy weather in week 2 of July 1940. The heavy cruiser Exeter, which has got light damage, and the destroyer Brilliant have come under attack at night from the destroyer Z6. The destroyer has the initiative. German destroyer. None. Right. Almost as if they've given up already. Right, well, Exeter, flank and hard port. Let's get your guns firing. 10,000, and they're saying 9.8. I will go 9.8, and the reason why I will do 9.8 is because I have absolutely nothing better to suggest myself. Naturally, if you have nothing better to suggest yourself, just go for the suggested elevation. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. So Exeter, open fire. Shoot! Right, we've set a fire already. And that's pretty good, I would say. You can continue to try and close in here. I will not fire with you. Smoke. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Turning away immediately. Didn't even fire a shot. Well, where's the moon? I get the feeling this is a moonlit night. Oh no, it's not, because it's a... Oh wait, no, there it is, there it is. I want to get the Exeter in with the moon for a nice little sort of shot. Right, so I'll just move the X as it is, I think. Move you along. Ah yes, that's a very nice image. Right, enough about messing about with images though. Oh right, well, they're making smoke, so we can't see that. We can see the plots, however, and the plots show that they have moved away. We were a little bit short, so I will actually go up to 10.5 this time. Guns will go about here. Shoot! Very nice. Very nice. Maybe a little bit long, but we've managed to score some good hits, I think. Still trying to run away, but unfortunately I don't think it'll be quite enough. So 10.5 was... well, actually it was on target, they're saying. I'll only go up about 0.3 of a degree this time. I don't want to be overcooking it now. I'll put the guns about here this time for the wind. Shoot! Another good salvo. Is that going to sink them? Yes, it is. Z6 is sinking. Well, that was a fairly simple engagement. Obviously, well done to the Exeter. Did a very good job. Action report. On the British side, the heavy cruiser Exeter ends with medium damage, even though no hits were scored. It was light damage before, but nevertheless. Heavy cruiser Exeter ends with medium damage. The destroyer Brilliant ends with no damage. On the German side, the destroyer Z6 was sunk for 2,260 tons. Nothing sunk in either category on the British side. Warship tons sunk on the German side, 2,260. Merchant ship tons sunk on the German side, 0. 2,260 renown earned. Oh, for goodness sake! I literally restarted my computer for this, and it's still messing up like this. I don't want to have to reinstall the game just because of visual glitches like this. But if they annoy me enough, then I will. See, now it's back to light. I mean, it's good. I'd rather it be back to light than medium, but nevertheless, it's just a little bit puzzling how we go into medium damage, how we go from light to medium and then back to light again, even though no damage was suffered in between. Right, we have another engagement in the Erminger Sea in mostly sunny weather in week 3 of July 1940. The light cruiser Ajax and the destroyer Beagle have come under attack in the afternoon from the submarines U-77 and U-90. The submarines have the initiative. So no action and no action. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, because that means that my light cruiser can hopefully get out away from the away from the danger zone quickly. So we have a submarine over here, which I can't select. I'll go flank, I'll go 15 degrees to port, and I'll already make a smoke screen with the Ajax. We have a submarine over here that's over 7,000 yards away, so we will need to turn in with the Beagle, get a little bit closer, and then we can think about sending a torpedo their way. No action, no action, that's very good. I'll go 5 degrees to port, continue to make smoke, and that's pretty much, yeah, this is the perfect course, I would say now, to run away on. Let's continue the turn. 5-7 is a little bit too far away from my personal preference. You might think that that's close enough to fire, but I think I will do just a little bit more closing in. I'll do one more 5-degree turn to starboard and then I'll turn and fire. Oh, torpedoes have been fired from U-77. Right, so no more turning to fire torpedoes now. Clearly, not with torpedoes being fired at us. We need to actually dodge those now. Ajax can continue to just run away. How are we looking here? I think just over 5 degrees should be good enough here. Yep, that is fine, I think. That is perfectly fine. These will sail right past us. Mind you, we need to watch out for the Ajax. Now, seeing as torpedoes have been fired. Indeed. Any way I can dodge these, perhaps? Not really. We're on a sort of course now where it's not really possible for us to dodge. I'll try and do a relatively shallow turn and hope that that sort of places me just about in between the two torpedoes. It's a bit of a risk I'm taking here. That may or may not have paid off. Right, staying by the torpedo tubes. That's very close. I'm hoping that's not within point blank range for them. I know it's not for us, but it won't be for us. 2,500 is a little bit too far away for us, as demonstrated here. How are you doing, Ajax? Are you not getting hit by anything? That's good. That's good. Of course, when it is our turn again, they get smacked immediately. Right. I think this time we'll go harder port, and actually I'll go backwards this time, and I'll make smoke as well. Oh, there we go. That's just about safe. And now I have the task of going for this submarine all the way down here, which is at 13,000 yards. That's a long way away. 13,000 is basically halfway to being able to disengage. Good, they've run out of steam, and they're not going to be firing any torpedoes at us. So where is that submarine? It's over there. Can I disengage? No, of course not. I had to try. Submarine is over here, so we'll go back up to flank and we'll go harder starboard. Get back on the course that we were originally trying to run away on. We won't be picking them up on the sonar for quite some time. All we can do is just follow the visual that we have of the periscope. 11,000 yards is just too far away for the sonar to pick it up, but luckily we have eyeballs. An eyeball can pick it up from further away than the sonar. Exactly. You can have your fancy technology, but nothing can, in some cases, nothing can beat a good old-fashioned pair of eyeballs. I do suspect that the sonar will pick the submarine up on the next turn. Mind you, it's 9,300. I'm not sure if it'll pick it up if it's in the high 8,000s. Has it picked it up? Yes, it has. Alright, so just over 8,000 then, and we've managed to pick it up. Hostile vessel too close. Not a problem, we can continue to make smoke and disengage. I'll do a teensy-weensy turn to starboard, just so that we're exposing the smallest amount of our ship. They will fire torpedoes, well, they've fired them now, which is actually quite good for us because at 7,000 yards or so we've got plenty of time to react. We can dodge, we can turn, we can do pretty much anything. As long as we don't actually crash into the torpedoes, we should be perfectly fine. Which way are they going? He's going to port, so I'll go a little tiny bit to starboard, I think, on this one. 5 degrees should be enough, I think. At least I hope it is. If it's not, I'm in trouble. Yeah, this will miss. This won't hit us. Good. That's good. Can't disengage with the Ajax. Of course. Not entirely surprised by that. We can now turn back to port again. And on the next turn, stand by the torpedo tubes. Have they managed to reload a torpedo perhaps? Because that could somewhat complicate my plan. No action, right, so that's continue as normal then. Nothing really necessary here other than harder starboard. And stand by the torpedo tubes at 3,600 yards. Easily able to sink a submarine in these conditions. Drop and splash, and that'll be it, I think. Even if they do decide to fire a torpedo now, which I suspect they will, there it is. It's too little too late. Our torpedo will hit. And that'll be it for U-90. Good. Good. Relatively simple engagement. Action report. On the British side, the light cruiser Ajax and the destroyer Beagle received no damage. On the German side, the submarines U-77 and U-90 were sunk for 800 tons each. Nothing sunk in either category on the British side. Warship tons sunk on the German side 1,600. Merchant ship tons sunk on the German side 0. 1,600 renown earned. Right, we have another engagement in the western approaches in mostly sunny weather in week 3 of July 1940. The destroyers Active and Boreas have come under attack in the evening from the submarine U-39. The U-39 has the initiative. Oh no, 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 no. Alrightio, it would seem that they've messed up a point-blank range shot. Because those torpedoes have clearly gone past us, right? Yep, there's one, there's two, and there's three. So they've clearly gone past us. So no explosions now. I've got it on tape that they were past us. That's. You are now not allowed to have those torpedoes explode. I'll even turn a little bit to starboard now. We'll stand by the torpedo tubes then. I'm not sure how we managed to get that close to them without seeing them. But nevertheless, this is where we're at. Can we do a point-blank range shot? It would seem we can. Can we? 75.4 is suggested, and 75.4 is what I have now. I'll still put it down here though, simply because I don't exactly trust the suggested elevation. Well, drop and splash, and hopefully that's the end of that. There we go. It turns out it was a point-blank range shot, both for me and for them. So they messed up big time here. They could have taken out my destroyer. I'm glad they didn't. I very much appreciate that, but they have been sinking my merchants, so punishment must be given. Action report. On the British side, the destroyers Active and Boreas received no damage. On the German side, the submarine U-39 was sunk for 1,032 tons. Nothing sunk in either category on the British side. 1,032 warship tons sunk on the German side. 0 merchant ship tons sunk on the German side. 1,032 renown earned. Faroe Islands, week 3 of July 1940. Axis bombers attack the naval base at Scapa Flow, causing light damage. Current repairs delayed by 2 turns. I do believe we don't have anything in Scarborough Flow at the moment though. Nope, empty. Speaking of shipyards. Wait, what? Why is... What? Why was the vanity not fixed? I put the vanity in for repairs and it comes out with medium damage. I'm confused by that. Are you lot slacking off somewhat? Well, either way, I don't understand that. To me it just seems they were lazy and they just took the turns to repair just to rearm the destroyer. Right, speaking of the Faroe Islands, it's there that we have our next engagement. In mostly sunny weather, in week 3.5 of July 1940, the destroyers Antelope and Saguenay have come under attack at noon from the submarines U-168 and U-99. These submarines have the initiative. So U-168 fires a spread of 4 torpedoes. Not entirely surprised by that. U-99 no action. This is the Antelope over here. I think if we go flank and just over 5 degrees, maybe even 10 degrees to starboard, and that'll hopefully dodge that torpedo and it won't get in the way of the other one. No, it won't. Any air support perhaps? Yes, we have a depth charge bomber. Good. Well then in that case I'm going to go for this submarine over here that hasn't fired its torpedoes and is therefore a much bigger threat than the submarine that already has fired its 4 torpedoes. Right, I think that should be fine. Relatively simple. Hopefully we don't mess this up. No, I think we should be fine. Okay, depth charges. 2, 3, very nice. U-99 has been sunk. Thank you for the aircraft. Saguenay, do I want you at flank? I'll have you go flank and I'll also have you go 10 degrees to starboard simply because I don't want you to have problems with torpedoes later either. Hold your fire please. I think that's fine. Yes, that's fine. We managed to avoid those. So 5,200. I think it's time to stand by the torpedo tubes. 20 degrees to starboard. And let's fire some torpedoes, 1 torpedo of our own. We have no more aircraft, but that's fine. 1 aircraft was plenty, it would seem. Drop and splash. It's really annoying when I get really close and then I realise that the angle is basically perfectly on. I could have fired it much earlier then. But that's fine, I mean that's just a small minor detail. It won't do huge damage just to get a little bit closer. Especially when we're careful about this. When we're being careful about this, you know, it's perfectly alright. So that's U-168 sunk. And I'm going to call that done. Action report. On the British side, the destroyers Antelope and Saguenay received no damage. On the German side, the submarine U-168 was sunk for 1,032 tons. The submarine U-99 was sunk for 800 tons. Nothing sunk in either category on the British side. Warship tons sunk on the German side, 1,832. Merchant ship tons sunk on the German side, 0. 1,832 renown earned. Ooh. Once again, in the western approaches, in mostly sunny weather in week 3.5 of July 1940, The destroyers Active and Boreas, who are escorting the convoy of merchant ship C3 freighters and a C2 freighter, have come under attack at dawn from the submarine U-94, which has the initiative in this engagement. Torpedoes have been fired. Do you know what would be really nice? If we could have one depth charge bomber just to sink them immediately. I will of course check. I'll go full 30 actually. Hard turn to port. Any air support? Oh, well in that case what I'm going to have to do then is use my guns. Seeing as we're absolutely miles away from them, I don't have anything better to suggest. So 15.8 is what the suggested elevation is. If we can just get them away from the convoy, that'll be, in a way, a victory on its own already. Oh, can we not actually... Oh, we can't actually see them. But the wind is quite weak, so I'll only go about here for the correction for the wind. Shoot! Alright, might be weak, but it's not that weak. So the Boreas has them on the sonar. Let's have you go harder pulse as well. And they're saying 14.8. I will do just that. I'll go high explosive again. And this time I'll do a slightly bigger correction. Maybe about here this time. Shoot! Not quite. What can I even do with this C2 freighter? I don't think there's much I can do. I mean, I can try and go backwards and harder port, but yeah, there's just nothing I can really do. It's too much to ask, you see. It's too much to ask. Nevertheless, because there are torpedoes in the water, I will have to give all the ships individual instructions on what to do. Right, seeing as this one will hit that freighter, what I'll have you do is go flank and harder starboard. C3 freighter, you're not really in danger of anything. I'll have you go harder starboard as well. Here we go. As expected. I should have slowed them down instead, shouldn't I? A mistake on my part. I'd have slowed them down. I think we might have just been able to avoid a torpedo. Right, they're saying that was really long. Was it really long? It wasn't super long, but we have come forward quite a bit, so I'll probably go down to about 13.7 probably. Oh, which coincidentally is exactly what they're suggesting. Might go up a bit to 14 then. I'll actually put the guns all the way down here this time. Shoot! Still long. This is why I don't particularly like using the guns on a destroyer in an engagement like this. It's mostly because I do think that when the distance between the destroyer and the submarine is changing so much, there's not much point really in doing it, because you're always it's not like with a surface battle where you'll turn and unleash a broadside and then your enemy will turn and unleash a broadside, and you'll just keep at that approximate range all the time. Here it's you're closing in and they're closing in, and it's just, you know, not that great. Well, that's the hit, alright. How are you doing? Well, you seem to be doing fine. I'm not sure if if that actually means you are fine, but nevertheless, I'll have you go flank and hard to starboard, and hopefully we can begin to get you out of here. I'll have you move forward so that the destroyer can get through. I should have slowed you down instead, shouldn't I? Backwards and hard to starboard was the correct way to play this. There's not much I can do right now, is there? The only thing I can try and do here is move it forward and hope that it'll avoid. Or I could gamble and have it turn. And I'm just going to have to move it forwards, aren't I? Or what if I turned? Nope, no, I will admit this was a total mistake on my part. Yeah, we're going to get clipped. But I can save you, I think. I go backwards and hard to starboard. Oh! That's another hit on a different ship this time. Right, let's hurry up. Hurry up. We are at 6,000, well, basically 7,000. Not good. How much did we come down by last time? It was 15, 8, 14, so this time I'm going to come down much further. I'll go down probably to about 11. Go all the way down to 11, and that will maybe tell them to get away? At least somewhat. Shoot! Oh yeah? Right, so that will have hit them. That will have hit them. I am hoping that that'll mean they either... Oh! It'll mean that they'll hopefully dive away or outright disengage. That was close though. Very close indeed. I reckon they could jump across from the freighter to the destroyer. Yeah, I think they could do. Could climb over, big jump across, and yeah, you're on the destroyer now. I don't think you could jump from the destroyer onto the freighter though. Yeah, you'd probably get to about here and you'd fall in. It's a bit too high. But anyway, enough of me being silly and dithering here. 13.3 was, well, even worse than 14.8 it would seem. So yeah, I'm going to go all the way down. It's probably about 10 degrees. Put the guns over here. Shoot! I'm not sure if that's good enough. C2 freighter, continue to try and run away as best as you can, even though that probably won't be that good. Yeah, your steering and propulsion are damaged, but you're still here, which I think is quite amazing. How are you doing? I'll have you go back up to flank and harder starboard. Oh, so those hits clearly weren't good enough. Unfortunately. I would have much preferred it if they were. But seeing as we haven't actually managed to force the submarine to basically get out of here, I will cease firing now. 5,500 yards away is a little bit too much to be able to... What?! How does that work? We literally moved towards them and somehow ended up 200 yards further away. I'm going to gamble a torpedo run here. Stand by the torpedo tubes. Maybe we're just about close enough. No, we're not. We're being. I was being silly there. I should not have done that. Backwards and harder starboard and hope it doesn't hit. It's going to hit. Right, well, I'll have you go 20 degrees to starboard. Good, you're on a good course now to run away. You will do a starboard turn for me of 30 degrees and run away that way. and you will do the same. I suppose if I lose one merchant, it won't be a disaster. It's not going to cost us the war, but I'd much rather not do that. Well, there goes the C2 freighter. What was the final damage upon sinking? Nothing. I suppose 2 torpedo hits cause damage that, you know, that will cause the freighter to sink. So that's a shame, really, because we are just about in range now to turn and fire our torpedoes now. So stand by the torpedo tubes this time. Yet again. Oh, interesting. So last time we moved towards them, we end up 200 yards further away. This time we come in and turn and we end up 1,300 closer to them. Interesting how that works out. But anyway, fire and splash, or drop and splash rather. Yeah, I'm not going to have you do anything now because your other friend has fired the torpedo. Oh, do you know what? 4,700 is what I wanted last time. You can keep it for yourself now. I think I can just move all the freighters now. There's no torpedoes in the water that I should be afraid of. No action. I mean, you've already sunk a freighter, so there you go. This will be your punishment. What? Oh, for goodness sake! We were 3,600 yards away from them. How close do we have to be for it to be a two-turn shot? That's unbelievable. Oh, for goodness sake, how does this even happen? Is 3,200 close enough? Or do you just skip immediately from a three-turn shot into, oh no, you can't fire the torpedo, the submarine's too close, you can't do it. Well, that means I've only got one little torpedo left. Drop and splash yet again, because somehow we're unable to get a torpedo 3,600 yards in 2 turns. That's ridiculous. I am annoyed. I am annoyed by this. Shouldn't happen. They'll clearly dodge that one, but hopefully we still have one more that'll get them anyway. Come on. Oh, thank you for making this a 2-turn shot rather than a 3. It looked for a moment like this would be a 3-turn shot as well. Right, action reports. On the British side, the destroyers Active and Boreas received no damage whatsoever. 1 merchant ship C2 freighter was sunk for 5,500 tons. 2 merchant ship C3 freighters received no damage. 1 merchant ship C3 freighter received light damage. On the German side, the submarine U-94 was sunk for 800 tons. Warship tons sunk on the British side 0, merchant ship tons sunk on the British side 5,500, warship tons sunk on the German side 800, merchant ship tons sunk on the German side 0, 800 renown earned. I'm not even going to comment on this anymore. I'm not even going to comment on it. What I will comment on, however, is the fact that I do believe we have lost another square on the tonnage wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, we have. We're not that much further along than we were last time. There's only 154,000. 157 apparently is the difference. Oh, excuse me, but it is almost, you know. Well, actually, no. Now it's time to wrap it up because I believe this episode is already long enough. Yeah, it's probably much longer than the others, so we will go through the stats now. It is week 3.5 of July 1940. We have lost 14 naval vessels as Britain. We've lost 469 merchants for 1.7 million tons. The Germans, however, have lost 113 naval vessels, which I believe represents a kill ratio of 1:8 in favour of Britain. So we've managed to improve that at least. 300,000 tons worth of naval vessels sunk for Germany. Unfortunately, Allied merchants sunk per month for us has increased to 157,000 tons, which I believe is about 3,000 tons per month more than last time. But ships lost tells a slightly different story. British list is not really that long, whereas the German list is, well, it's very long, basically. 8 times longer than the British list. So while they may be getting enough shipping sunk, they're losing too many ships themselves. So, yeah. But anyway, that is all from Admiral Playerovski for this video. If you're enjoying the series, if you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.